G'day guys, this is Wayne and Judy from Down Under. We get asked a lot of questions about buying an industrial sewing machine. A lot of people will see something like this, the Consu 320 or Conso. It's basically, this one is a very consistent high-speed machine that was predominantly used and designed for doing garments. This is not a medium or a heavyweight machine, though you can get upgrades for it to enable it to do canvas and light leather. Predominantly this is designed for garments. So having that in hand, you've then got to think, okay, I can convert this to do tarpaulins, horse blankets, hobby leather and the like, and that's fine. But the thing is, it's got a 3000 RPM motor on it, and you don't want 3000 RPM motors on it when you're doing leather. So you want to gear it down. So when we pick this one up, this owner, I don't know if you can see, that would have had a 3-inch pulley on it, and they've put a 1-inch pulley on that. This here is the original balance wheel, so you can see they've mounted on an 8-inch pulley around that. Now that's extremely innovative, and it actually has worked. So they've done that to slow the motor down, and they've successfully done that. But the thing you've got to look at is the speed it's going at now, is that adequate to actually draw the oil up, because this is a self-oiling, or it has an oil bath. It has an oil pump underneath that will draw the oil up and then oil the machine. So the next question you've got to ask, is that adequate speed for doing that? Personally, I question that. So with myself, I'll be using this myself, and what I'll be doing is periodically giving it an oil as a justin. So then we can have a look. You can see it's got this actual thing here with that coming down to the tensioner. From what I can read with this one, this is actually a trimming attachment. So they've actually put this one on, and this wasn't working. So by trying to use it, constantly breaking the thread wasn't doing the job properly. So we removed it. So by removing it and getting it going, it seemed to do the job. So then you have a look, you can see there it says for a use of a 16 by 257 needle. Whoever used this, they decided they wanted to put a heavier needle on it. So what they did is they put a 134, 125 on it. So this has gone up to about a 20 or a 21 needle. So in doing that, with a thicker thread, the actual looper underneath was actually splitting the thread, because it's not used to having such a thicker needle, plus having a thicker thread. So you've then got to go underneath into the mechanism, and you have a look at that. And the first thing we had to do was align up the scarf with the looper. So once we aligned that up, so this now is been reconditioned for a 134 needle. So if somebody buys this and sees that you've got there, it's designed for a 16 257, they'll get an original needle and put on it, and probably not realise that this has been reconfigured for a different needle. So once you get the needle in, the 134 needle, have the needle bar adjusted, you've then got the looper coming around to pick up in the scarf of the needle. What you then need to do is adjust the alignment of the actual shuttle and the shuttle carrier, so the needle goes past and misses the needle. because if it was set up for a thinner needle and thinner thread. So there are so many different things involved with getting an industrial sewing machine. So if you're going to buy a machine wholly and solely because the price was right and somebody tells you, oh, it's going to sew leather, I would be very, very sceptical. This particular machine, it looks big, it looks bold, it is robust, it is a fantastic machine, but this machine itself is designed, like you can even see with the motor configuration, if you can see under there, it's all designed with all the different clippers and cutters and everything designed for a specific purpose. So these machines are designed for a specific purpose. Used for that purpose, they will operate time in and time out. Yes, some of them are capable for doing heavier jobs and can be converted, but by doing that, there is the potential that over time it will fatigue the elements because it's not designed for doing the heavier work you're using it for. So I'd recommend that you do your research properly, you understand what you want to do, what the heaviest element is that you plan to actually sew, and get a machine that will do that. So there are so many elements, and if you take this to a technician and say, look, it's an absolute rubbish, it's not doing what it's supposed to do, it's not that it's not doing what it's supposed to do, it's not doing what you want it to do. It probably will do what it's designed to do. So understanding your machine, understanding the capabilities and what these machines are designed for are extremely important when getting an industrial sewing machine. So I would recommend you do your research, you understand, you ask a lot of questions, and you buy the right machine for the right job, because if you don't, it's not going to be the person that sold it to you's fault, it's actually yours for not doing the right research. So I hope this gives you some ideas of the complexities involved. We also had to readjust the actual knee lift on this. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of a linkage in putting this all together. So again, they all have to be configured perfectly. So this is by getting a machine that's not designed to fit in the original table. Somebody's reconfigured it and they haven't done it correctly. So again, you've got to look at it. And that's another issue. You may not be able to work it out, but it'll probably cost you $150, $200 to get a technician to look at it. So these are all things you've got to look at. So research is the key to everything. This is an extremely good machine. It's been made workable because I've done the work myself. If I paid somebody to do what I'd be doing, I'd probably be paying $400 or $500. And put that on top of the purchase price of the machine, and that's pretty much a false economy. And it is all come about because the potential owner did not do their research properly. So I hope this doesn't offend too many people, and I'm sure there will be people that'll have difference of opinions. This is our opinion, so good luck with your sewing, be smart, and we wish you luck. And thank you very much for your time. Wayne and Judy from Down Under, signing off.